Hello, DG.
Morning. All right. Just wait a couple of minutes for people to get on. Hello?
Morning.
Can you guys hear me?
Can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, cool. All right. Cool. All right. I'm going to talk about two things today. One, I'm going to talk about making sure we make use of every listing that we get. But first of all, I just thought I'd start off on mindset. So, Beatty.
Yes, mate.
Hello, sir.
Hello, mate.
You've been in real estate 20 years.
26, yeah.
26, yeah. Trying to make you seem younger. Hey, it's been a pretty busy 2 years, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
okay. Yeah. And we've been through things like COVID and everything like that, but would this be one of the best real estate markets you've seen in the last 2 years?
Ever.
Yeah, cool. So what are your, okay. So, but most of us have run pretty hard. We've had a bit of stress when it's been fires, floods, droughts, COVID. But overall, mathematically, we've all done pretty well. Is that pretty fair, Batesy?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Definitely.
cool. Okay, cool. So what I want us to be really careful of, because I know we're talking about a little bit, but sorry guys, you guys mute. If you're in Port, you guys, other than Batesy, you should be all muted, please. Cool. All right, cool. So what I want us to be really careful, because I think we actually create the situation when we talk about a changing market, but the market feels like it's changing a little bit, Batesy.
Yes and no. Yeah, yes and no, I reckon.
Yeah, so I think the more we talk about it being a changing market, I think more, this is what I want to talk about, the mindset of a changing market. To me, we're still in a very good real estate market, but we're about to come into a normal real estate market.
Mm.
But what I'm worried about for the team, and this is where I really want to get into the mindset, and you know, like I'm in Lismore at the moment, you know, and I'm on the main street, and you know, I just walked through our empty shop that's still, you know, flooded and all that sort of stuff. You know, there's two ways to look at that. You know, I can get down and say, well, it's going to cost me 80 grand, 100 grand to another fit out, loss of income, blah, blah, blah. As I'm walking through Lidcombe, I'm making a decision to me. This is not Lidcombe, Lismore. This is opportunity. This is opportunity. We can come out stronger. We can come out better. We can show that we support our community. We can do all these amazing things to actually come better. And then this is the opportunity for us to show our strength compared to, you know, maybe some of our competitors, hopefully.
Recording in progress.
So in this, yep. Hello?
Yeah.
So in this market, I think we've really got to be careful about our mindset. One, it's a changing market. So let's talk about, so Greg, if I was talking to you today about the changing of the market, I would be having a similar conversation to around. So first of all, I'll ask, let's do it live, Greg. So how's your energy at the moment?
My energy?
Yeah.
It's been up and down this week, to be honest with you.
Cool. And related to the market or outside the market?
Outside the market.
Okay, cool. All right, let's just imagine it's the market. So, Greg, you imagine most agents have had it quite easy, and then so you know what's going to come up now? Paid marketing is going to come up. Discount rates is going to come up. The vendors are going to come up. So all these things are going to start coming up. So is it the changing of our market or the changing of our mindset?
Changing the mindset, I think.
It's our mindset. So this is now the time where I think you guys, the opportunity is going to be, because most of our competitors that aren't having these conversations, we're all a little bit tired from a crazy 2 years of a market. It has been easier. So when it gets harder, a lot of us just want to give up. Then all of a sudden, all these fucking excuses start coming into our mind. Oh, this, that, I love getting to an auction. Oh, the vendor wanted too much. Well, no, they didn't. The buyer shouldn't know that. The buyer should still come along. So now's the time to really get back to your basics and really focus on. We still, and a lot of gratitude, we still live in what I reckon is the best part of the world. We still work in an industry that can create more wealth than, any other industry that I know at an uneducated level as quick as possible. We're still in a very good market compared to, in that 26 years, Greg, this market compared to other years you've seen.
It's the best I've ever seen.
Best you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So you can see just that little shift can go from just going back from an unbelievable market to a very good market. And then in your headspaces, I'm getting a feeling that some agents are getting into, the market's crap or the market's shit or this is too hard. So now's the time to get back to basics and make sure that we use every opportunity. So our set for sale meeting, you write some of these things down. Our set for sale meetings absolutely got to happen. All right. Our honest, direct feedback. When the market slightly shifts, what happens? We go into our shell, we get a little bit negative, and we don't communicate with our vendors. Yeah. We need to communicate with our vendors written and verbally 10 times better. We need to make sure we do our 2 hours of prospecting, because in this market, as soon as it gets a little bit harder, naturally, I find a lot of our competitors are lazy. They'll go into our shell. Now's our time to capture as much market share as possible. Greg, what does it sound like when I sound like that?
Well, you're sharpening your sword. You're making sure that you're doing more than what your competitors are doing. You're keeping on top of the vendors. You're keeping them fully informed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So instead of us concentrating on, maybe the market's changing a little bit, and I know we want to start talking about price reductions and all this sort of stuff, I think we need a lot of gratitude. The market's still good. It's a slightly different market. And I think just using Batesy's word, now the time for all of us to sharpen our sword to make sure we're doing their best. Because no matter what, I can tell you Alex Phillips in a good or a bad market is still going to make a lot of money, yeah? People that do more deals are going to do, more money. And in a better agent now, when you've got signboards with a sold sticker, that's where the owners want to go. Onto that topic, Greg, what would any other information you'd like to add to that?
Well, I believe that when you're in front of that client, they're going to feed off your energy as well. So if you're talking down the market, they're going to feed off that. So I think it's not about lying to them. It's just about telling it how it is. And I know that we did it last night, Rosie and I, we sat in front of the client and we said, it's the best market we've seen, and they could feel the energy that we had in front of them. So I think energy's everything.
Energy's everything. And it's still a fantastic market. So let's not get trapped. It's just a little bit different and we're a little bit tired and it's a little bit changing. But now's the time to sharpen your sword. If you need a holiday, book a holiday, do whatever you need to do, protect your energy, but to keep going. So, basically, I'm not going to go into it, but you're saying that you can see that, last year you had your best year ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And then we're now in March and now your headspace is going in and out of good and bad, yeah?
Yeah, I've just got a few distractions, but I've got to learn to block those out and just focus on what I'm good at.
Yeah, and are they real distractions or are you making them distractions?
I'm making them a distraction at the moment.
Yeah. And then we get caught up into our own head. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then guess what happens? That then compounds and then you those distractions or those thoughts become fucking reality.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm putting undue stress on myself as well, which I can feel from within. Yeah.
So do you remember my words on that? So those distractions, those thoughts, those pressure, are they if you're putting pressure on yourself and you make 50 calls, unbelievable. But if you're putting pressure on yourself and you're not positive and not in a great mindset, the listing presentation is not working. So whenever you're in these thought processes, are they is this serving me a great dialogue? So my things are great. The way you've been behaving in your own mindset, Greg, in the last week, is it serving you or not serving you?
No, it hasn't served me, but I had a good reality check yesterday.
So change it.
Yeah.
And guess who feels it? I can feel it. Clients can feel it. Your team can feel it. You know what I mean? And we're talking about a guy that wrote unbelievable money last year. So the reason why I'm putting Greg on the spot, guys, because you can imagine that if this can happen to someone writing unbelievable market that just won awards, imagine what it's happening to people in the first month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months in industry. This is a mindset game. And sometimes, like, you know, the Gavin Rubinsteins and all these worlds, the guys that are quite egocentric, it's because they're upbeat. They just hustle. They're just into it. They just don't believe any other mindset other than that they're going to kill it.
But also, Dave, it's a bit of self-sabotaging as well. You know, like you've got to get out of that.
100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that push through barriers. So whether it's the 200,000 to 500 to a mil or a mil to 2 mil, guess what they think? This is a fluke. I don't deserve this. There's so much of this I'm not worthy thing for all of us. And this is quite personal. I'm not going to do it with Greg, but for every single one of us, it is I'm not worthy. This is a fluke. I don't deserve it. And we go into self-sabotage. So many people. Soon as most people are happy, they do something to derail that. And that's a personal development. So once again, we're in a sales meeting and 99% of the chat's going to be mindset, because I'm pretty sure the Greg of 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when he was fully on to the Greg that he is now, it's not the training. It's not the coaching. It's not what he knows. It's all fucking mindset.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg. Brendan, you there? Brendan on? I don't even know if Brendan's on.
No, he's not on.
Not on today. Okay, no worries. All right, I'll do this with Jakey.
Yes, DG.
All right, we worked pretty hard to get a listing, yeah?
Yes.
So what I want to talk about the team, and we looked at what Nest did with social media and marketing and all that. So I want to go one step further. Is, you know how, I don't know, well, probably not as much with Jake, but like especially like Logan's or Adams when they got on a roll, once they've got to that 4 properties and they're selling 4 properties, I say now's the time to double. Like now you want to pat on the back, but now's the time that I want to kick you up the arse, because it's that momentum that gets you into 4 to 6, and then you just keep rolling. You keep rolling. And if you look at like Ploozy's on a roll, Brendan's on a roll, Batesy's on a roll, Heath's on a roll. I could keep going to a few others that are on Leo. All these different other people are on a roll, because if you look at their figures, they're naturally selling 4 to 6. So, Jake, once we get that listing, let's go through some of the opportunities we've got to make sure that we market it. So cool. We've signed up a listing. Who needs to know about it?
You need your database to know about it. You need your potential hot list that you're chasing that needs to know about it. You need to, the street needs to know about it. The surrounding streets need to know about it. Your vendors, friends need to know about it.
Yeah, cool. So let's go through it. From the moment we sign up the listing, all right? I know I joke with you guys about the opposite, that we celebrate it, because I think in a way we get an MA, we celebrate, we get the listing, we celebrate, we get offer and excellence, we celebrate, we exchange it, we celebrate, we settle it. Often we've forgotten it by then. But we have all these celebrations, but it's really one sale. So for that mindset, I don't want us to get carried away. But what I want us to understand is the moment we sign up our listing, all right, it takes a couple of weeks to get it on the market. As soon as we're legally allowed to talk about it, every single buyer in our hot list, all right, every single potential vendor shows social proof. We do a just listed. All right, then it goes out to our whole database. Then it goes out to our market. And obviously you can go out in Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, email, text messages. There's so many different media. So what's your media management like? What does it look like? How are you getting this to people? How are you showing that social proof? All right, that's just before you've even listed it. All right, first open for inspection. What have you been asking the agents to do more of, Jakey?
Invite to opens.
Invite to opens, and I'm pretty sure we're trying to get more of the pointer signs, yeah?
Yeah.
when we first took over Elders, one of the biggest things we had pointer signs leading to pointer signs leading to pointer signs. I don't think we even had a listing. If you drove around Port, you just would have got fucking dizzy without even seeing an Elders signboard. But every Saturday it looked relevant. Like, so guys, get back to your thing. What are your pointers like on a Saturday? Are you active? Are we seeing more of our competitors' things than yours? Every listing can just put a couple extra pointers out. Then we've got the invite. All right. How about just listed to the 50 people around us? All right. How about our auction? What can we do with our auction?
Auction invites, I'm invite, if it's a good auction invites out to the streets and the surrounding 4 streets around it. You're then inviting any vendors that are on your chase list at the moment that you're against other agents on. Come and have a look, see how we auction properties in the marketplace.
Cool. Okay. Now you're open for inspection. Is it an open for inspection or is it an event? Nathan Wilson's online. Anyone been to one of Nathan Wilson's auctions? Guess what he has? A platter out the front. Guess what he has? He always gets a lot of his team to support. Guess what he has? A coffee van there. How does your auction look compared to that? It's notable, isn't it, Jake?
Very much so. And he's created now a brand for himself in that marketplace for that. It is literally like an event going to a Crescent Head auction.
Well, I don't go and order a coffee now. A lot of you guys, I go and order a coffee at freaking before I walk into your auction. There, I'll wait, even though it's not the greatest coffee. I'll go and get a coffee and I know I can get a little bit of cheese or a bit of an apricot. It's pretty exciting because I know what to expect when I go to one of Nathan Wilson's auctions. And then going one step further, I mean, Ness went in there the other day and she said, well, like, it's quite tense. Let's play music. Let's have a candle. So all you're open for inspections in your auctions is an event or is it just a thing? Are you racing there 5 minutes later? You're there nice and early.
And how present are you?
Exactly. Are you on your phone? What are you doing? Cool. All right. When it sells, who do we let know?
Pipeline, neighbors, potential chase list, all social media, vendor social media.
Cool. Let's talk about our vendors' social media. I'm not seeing it yet. I haven't seen anyone. I'm not seeing out. But what are we harping on?
We want the vendors to share the listing and give a bit of a blurb about, I'm selling my house. It's been an amazing house for the last 15 years. David Plews of Elders Port Macquarie is doing a great job. If you know anyone that's looking to buy my house in the area, reach out.
Beautiful. And how many of their friends do you think will share that?
Well, your minimum, you're going 10 to 20 easy per
and
share.
No one's going to share out. No one really shares the real estate agents ones. So that organic marketing from a vendor, because everyone wants to share event like their friend's property, don't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, like I know Marnie Senior's got a big following and Nathan Wilson, like I think, like she joked that she wanted a property in Crescent. She hasn't been looking now for 6 months. But I often, every time there's a property in Crescent Head, I put Marnie Senior's name there. Why?
Absolutely.
Because I know Marnie's going to comment and every agent that sort of knows Marnie's going to see her comment and then it's a little bit more marketing for Nate.
I used to see it before I was up here and I was sales manager in Coogee. I used to see Marnie commenting on those listings.
It all go, yeah. And then from that, if I wasn't even talking to Jake then and he was looking to refer to someone at Port Macquarie, who would he thought of?
You, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, all right. So we've sold it. And then who do we want to get a testimonial from?
Clients, vendor and buyer.
Cool. And we want them to share it, yeah, on their own socials.
Correct.
Amazing.
Correct.
Amazing.
But then I find, we've sold it. Oh, okay, we cheer and we move on to the next one. But then we forget about success marketing 6 weeks later. We need to then re-hit it again.
Yeah. And and Alex Phillips is the most amazing at it.
Most amazing at it.
And it's all social proof.
He'll go again 2 or 3 times. You'll find that he'll do then another list of properties that he's sold. So he'll do that and then he'll list the properties that he's sold around the surrounding area. So if you're dominant in your patch, you should then be selling, I've just sold 1, 2, 3 Smith Street. And then 6 weeks later, you should then be sending out a list of properties that you've sold in the market. So it's like, oh, he just sold 1, 2, 3 Smith Street. Oh shit, he's actually sold 30 properties in my area.
So Braithen,
Yep.
How long did it take you to get your first listing?
5 or 6 months.
How long did it take you to make your first sale?
Maybe a month after I got it.
7 months. It's a lot of work, yeah?
It was definitely.
Now, did you milk it and do all those little things we just talked about then?
Not for the first one because it was a fair way out of the area, but the second one I have tried to, yes.
Yeah, cool. So imagine Braith in his first year that if he milks every single listing like that, where it's going to get to.
Especially how
Okay.
connected in the community his parents are as well.
Yeah, and if you look at, I mean, Nate's got the market sewn up there at Crescent Head, but like, if you hated Nathan Wilson, there's no way you could have a property in Crescent Head and not think of getting him in.
Mm-hmm. Same in
Cool.
Southwest Rocks.
All right, Alison, what'd you get out of that?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Back to basics, gratitude, mindset, energy, and then just some pointers around new listing and sales. So I made a few notes. Yeah.
Cool. So out of all those 10 things around, listing, making sure people know about it, what do you reckon you're doing percentage-wise with every listing you're getting?
Me?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm doing just listed and just sold. I'm probably doing maybe 40%.
Yeah, wow. Imagine what it'll look like to Alison's business if she follows that for 6 months religiously. Adam from Kempsey. Hello, sir.
Morning, Dave.
What'd you get out of that today?
Definitely got to work harder on the social side of things. Getting the vendors to share the new listings, and then again backing it up once you do the job. That's got to be worth a lot. And probably look, we do the just solds pretty well here, but we really don't sort of follow up, as Jake was saying. And I've had a pretty good run over east in my patch lately, but probably haven't been pushing that as much as I could have been, listing the number of properties we've sold over there and that sort of thing.
And look, prospecting and asking for business, I've never loved. All right, like hello, Mr. and Mrs. Are you thinking about selling? Like it's soul destroying because 99 owners are going to say no, piss off, shut up. But to ring up an owner and say, hey, I'm Adam from Elders Kempsey. Just want to let you know what's going on in the area. Just want to let you know I've listed 1 Smith Street. I know you're probably not looking at selling, but what I'll do is I'll let you know what it's sold for. As that's what I do looking after this patch. Bang. Hey, guess what, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? We just sold that for $385,000. Wow, what a result. We were only expecting $350,000. Would you look, I know you're probably not thinking about selling, but would you like me to pop through yours and just give you an idea, especially for insurance purposes? Because wow, hasn't your area grown? I'm going to be down there Thursday or Friday. Like it's a real easy conversation.
Yeah.
And you might do that a couple of times before you even ask. But the thing is, if they're getting a call from you, even if you're not asking for the business, they're getting a call from you, they're getting a just listed, they're getting just sold, and then they're getting one bit of branding every week in that patch. Fuck, that's more than your competitors are doing. So you're front of mind.
100%.
And then all of a sudden they're seeing something on social somewhere, or they're seeing that their friend used you. You got to think that if every vendor in Kempsey put their property on Facebook, just listed, just sold, like everyone in Kempsey is going to see it.
Yeah, 100%. Especially in this small town, like everybody, you always see people sharing other people's posts, no matter what it is.
I mean, for Warhope, it's unreal. They're all related out there,
It's very similar here, mate. All the Clarks.
Floozy.
Yeah,
What'd you get?
I'm here.
What'd you get out of that today?
Oh, look, we've got some notes, and I think the biggest thing there is opportunity. As Ali said, she's doing 40%, and there's certainly opportunity we could do. And I've got some notes here: when it sells, neighbours, social media, attendees, chase list, testimonial, buyer, seller. And as you said, be present, music, candle, to make it feel a little bit more comfortable. We spend so much time, Bluesy, getting that bloody listing. It's freaking hard. You got to work 6 months to get it. Then you got to fight against 4 other agents, and then you finally got to get it. And then we get it, and then we drop the fucking ball. Yeah. And look,
I've just taken that.
I've just taken notes here to basically sit down with Katie and what we do when it sells, what we do when it lists, and basically what we do when we've got an auction on site.
Yeah, I've done some scribble notes and I worked through Taylor to finalize them, and it'll just show you all those different little spots. And then if you work off the stuff that nested on your socials, you live, love local, and you do a bit of an update with your family, and then you got these success stories. You become like your own little business. You become a little powerhouse in your community.
And there's on that too, Dave. There's things that we're doing, but are they going to have a bigger impact than what we're talking about today? No, they're not. So we've got to get our priorities right. And as I said, it's all about opportunity. So yeah,
mate. If I gave you all $5,000 on your business, the first thing you do is spend $1,000 on a focus app. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? This stuff is relevant. It's in the marketplace. Like, you know, and anyone, like, I just got a McGrath agent through my place at Lake Macquarie. Why? Because I saw that he had an auction coming up. You know, now he's followed me up. Like, he's been through my place now. Like, I haven't even met the guy. But if I go to sell, there's a good chance he's going to get it. Makes sense? So when you're active in the marketplace, that's the time to actually milk it. Cool. All right, here we go. Loads.
Yeah, mate.
So, like, you're in an area where you obviously got one competitor that's lost a bit of market share, but they're really strong. You do all these steps, guess what? It makes you look like you're doing more. Because if they sell 5 and don't do any of those steps, and you sell 2 and do all those steps, guess who looks busier?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, they don't milk it as much. So
they don't.
Even if we got one listing, we can just milk the shit out of it and take over.
It's like, yeah, I mean, some of our competitors, sometimes they're pretty good on socials and all that. And then I get carried away and get in my own head about what they might or might not be doing. And then I look on their results and they're not even doing anywhere near as what I think they are. But they're pretty good talk about pre-list. They're talking about when they list it. They're pretty good when they sell it. Pretty good when they put the sticker up. So I think they've made 4 sales, but they've made 1. We need to do the same.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. All right, I'm not going to go right around the grounds. To finish off, Jake, thoughts?
Yeah, you were driving here when we were talking about mindset and market. You're so right on that, because if you do, but we're not in a bad market. We're in a normal market and it's still a very good market. But if you're going in with that negative mindset before you even get in the listing appointment, everyone can see it. It's written all over you, right?
Yeah, and then we've got to get back into the market where, like, you can't just list it and think it's just going to sell. You got to do what you normally do. You do a set for sale meeting. You make sure that they're ready for offers. When you do get an offer, it's the way you present an offer. You're going to role play with Jake and I to make sure you present it in the best possible manner. You're going to give them weekly updates. You're going to call them. You're going to give them feedback. You're going to tell them what's sold. Okay.
You're actually going to earn your money.
6 months ago, we just listed a property and went to auction, and then it went for 50 or 100 grand over reserve, and then you all wanted to be the fucking hero. You didn't do that. The market did it. Now we're just going to go back to being, and look, the real successful agents do that no matter what's going on in the market. You know what I mean? Marnie, even if she's got 20 buyers, she's still having the hard conversation with the vendor no matter what.
And this is where you hone your skills. This is where you really hone your skills. And signboards is everything. Signboards are your social proof.
Cool. All right, guys, let's really protect our mindset. If you are in one bad day, we can all have. If you have 2 bad days in a row in your mindset, you're not serving yourself, ring Jake or ring me, and let's pull you back out nice and quick. That's it. The great thing about having a team. 1 bad day is fine. Let's not have 2 in a row. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.